What Alysa Liu just pulled off on Olympic ice is absolutely unhinged, and it goes way beyond the color of the medal. She emerged from a 2-year exile to shatter a 24-year curse for American women, but the history books missed the real story. She conquered the world without the crushing anxiety, the stress, or the mental collapse that usually comes with the territory. While her rivals crumbled under the Olympic spotlight, Liu was out there having a blast, and her announcement for tonight's gala proves it. Flashback to Beijing 2022, where a 16-year-old Alysa Liu was the baby of the Team USA squad. She finished 6th, untied her skates, and walked away from the sport forever. She was done. Years later, she confessed to despising every second of it, admitting she loathed the ice and wanted zero part of that world. The suffocation of expectations, the relentless machine of elite skating, it broke her. At 16, she checked out. Let that sink in. This is the prodigy who seized the national title at 13, a record that still stands, yet by 16 she couldn't run fast enough from the rink. For 2 years, she lived a normal life, no judges, no pre-dawn wake-up calls, just distance from the sport that made her miserable. Then came the return, but she flipped the script: no overbearing federation handlers, no micromanagement. She skipped the traditional 4-year grind, did it her way, and at the 2025 World Championships, she took the crown. She went from retiree to world champion in the blink of an eye, and the skating world was blindsided. Fast forward to Milano Cortina 2026. Thursday, February 19th. The women's free skate. She laid down a masterpiece. She edged out Japan's Titan 3-time world champ Kaori Sakamoto by less than 2 points in a finale that shredded nerves. Olympic gold. The first American woman to scale that mountain since Sarah Hughes in 2002. A 24-year dry spell evaporated. But do not mistake this for a standard redemption arc. This is something entirely different. It was her mental game, her swagger, and her complete rejection of the typical Olympic anxiety. In the pre-game media, Blitz reporters grilled her about the burden of the crown and the heavy expectations of the stars and stripes. Her answer? It simply isn't that deep. While her competitors spoke of crushing anxiety, Liu shrugged it off. Her whole philosophy screams indifference to the noise. She returned to the ice by choice, not obligation. She skated because she wanted to, and that singular shift in perspective delivered gold, while others cracked. So how did she engineer this miracle, and what secrets did she drop about mastering the mental game? Following the short program in Milan, the press corps pressed her again on the weight of the world title and the mounting stakes. She told them point blank, "I don't feel the pressure. There is nothing holding me down or holding me back. I invite it all in, so no matter what happens, it is a story." That is not the standard athlete boilerplate we are used to hearing. Stack that against the psychological horror stories coming from the rest of the field in Italy. You had athletes describing paralysis the moment they struck their opening pose legs, turning to lead lungs refusing to fill. Skiing legend Michaela Schifrin admitted she could barely visualize returning to elite competition after the trauma of her crash. Then you have Alysa Liu saying, "I invite it all in." That is the ultimate flex against the crushing gravity of the games. You want to know her priority? It wasn't the anthem or the podium. It was the chance for her 4 younger siblings to take their first massive international trip. When asked about the venue before the games, her eyes didn't sparkle about the medals. They lit up about her family. She wanted to greet them at the airport. She wanted to see their faces when they walked into their rental. She wanted to play tour guide. She just wanted to be present. She cared more about showing her brothers and sisters around Italy than winning the event. And that detachment is exactly why she won. When expectations don't suffocate you, when you treat the Olympics as a family vacation with a side of skating, the magic happens on its own. Yahoo Sports dubbed her the happiest Olympian on the planet, noting how she thrived while others imploded. Liu literally laughed in the face of stress. While peers were spiraling, she was giggling. Official reports described a free spirit on the ice, refreshed, mature, and radiating pure joy. Her cortisol levels remained rock bottom from the opening ceremony to the final score. Not due to apathy, but perspective. To her, it simply wasn't life or death. Skating matters, but it isn't her entire universe, and that freedom allowed her to unleash her absolute best. In her post-victory interview with NBC, she expressed pure satisfaction with her delivery. She described the sensation as unreal, noting how the roar of the crowd forged an instant electric connection while she was still moving. It was never about vindication or silencing the critics. It was about the hunger to be back on the ice. It wasn't a statement of capability, but a display of unadulterated euphoria. A love letter to the art of performance. That is the magic that ignites when an athlete dictates the game. And her announcement for tonight's gala confirms she is still writing her own rules. The stage is set for this evening, February 21st, at the Milano Ice Skating Arena for the Olympic Gala. Alysa Liu just dropped the details on her routine, and it is perfectly on brand for the young icon. She is skating to a remix of Stateside by Pink Pantheress and Zara Larsson Pure Gen Z Energy paired with a fresh costume. Forget the Tchaikovsky and the heavy concertos. This is not the traditional figure skating soundtrack the world expects at the Winter Games. She confirmed to NBC that she is bringing a brand new program to the Olympic ice featuring that upbeat Pink Pantheress track. With a new dress and a renewed spirit, she is ready to command the global spotlight one more time. The gold medalist is blending pop beats with her signature dyed hair and mouth piercing, executing the sport entirely on her own terms. This is the lesson Alysa Liu is teaching the world. You do not have to mortgage your sanity to stand atop the podium. You do not have to be crushed by the weight of a nation. You can reject the toxic path that has shattered competitors for generations. She walked away from the sport at 16 because she refused to let it destroy her. 2 years later, she returned with a new mindset, capturing a world title and seizing Olympic gold. She achieved greatness while caring more about a family vacation than the judges' scores, laughing in the face of suffocating pressure. In an era defined by a mental health crisis within athletics, where 21-year-olds are hyperventilating in the tunnels and crumbling before the music starts, Alysa Liu has charted a different course. This victory is bigger than just a medal count. She is rewriting the playbook on Olympic success. Stress does not have to be the fuel. Happiness can be the ultimate weapon. A healthy perspective makes you dangerous. By rejecting the high-stress federation mold and prioritizing joy, she unlocked the highest achievement in the sport. She once loathed figure skating enough to quit. Today, she reigns as the Olympic champion. Tonight, she glides to Pink Pantheress with a genuine smile, living proof that well-being and winning are not mutually exclusive. While the competition buckled under the immense gravity of the Games, Alysa Liu was having the time of her life, and that freedom won her the gold. Is the Liu method the blueprint for the future of elite sports? Is it possible to win it all without losing yourself? Let us know your take in the comments. Hit subscribe as we track this historic gala performance featuring the stateside program. The happiest athlete in Milan is changing the face of figure skating forever.